can run. So if you're starting off with your own AI, anything LLM, yan yung pinakamadali, or Open Web UI with Olama. I'm running Olama here kasi it's just a laptop. Pero if you're later on, if you're like running multiple GPUs, we can talk when you're in advance, we can talk about VLLMs. You can have multiple computers in a cluster running an AI. So it's like a hive mind. You can run your own private AI at home and be prepared to spend tens of thousands of pesos. It's worse than a GPU mining rig. Okay. So, yan yung advantage kung bakit meron tayong OpenAI. Or sorry, Open Web UI running on Olama. Because if you want to process private information or your own secrets and you don't want to you must not share it with ChatGPT, must not share it with Google Gemini, must not share it with Anthropic's Claude, then you run it on your own. I mean, the AI today are smart enough to read itong mga vulnerability description and make it translated for grown-ups to read. So for example, let's say here, SSH director crash in Wireshark 4.4. Let's ask it, right? Medyo mabagal nga lang. What does this mean for my business? Ano nakalagay? Wireshark dissector crash. Tama ba? Mali. SSH dissector crash in Wireshark 4. SSH dissector crash in Wireshark 4.4.0. Then you wait. And then you wait. Yeah, that's the funny thing about operations. In the movies, you'd see this hacker like typing like a monkey. Ganun siya ng ganun. And then, I'm gonna crack the code. In reality, that's never like that. You type something and then you wait.
Long times.
Yeah. And then it's okay. You get paid for it naman eh. And then, you get paid for your overtime as well. You have to speak up. Knowledge distillation. Distillation of LLMs. I like that. Yes, it is. That's the short answer. Yes. But you have to know how to train. You have to be an expert to train an expert system. So if you train it with stupid questions and answers, then you'll get a stupid AI. You have to be an expert first. Distillation is great, so you can use cheaper GPUs. Actually, less about just distillation, because distillation is a lot of processes. It's not just fine-tuning, but also
Reading the witness.
no. It's not just fine-tuning, but also you have to think about quantization. So you have, and then you have to know yung weights, yung bias mo. So the short answer is yes, it's a great thing. So you can take a 120 billion parameter, like for example, GPT OSS, and which, kung FP8 pa lang yan, so that's 120 gigabytes of VRAM, right? Or 100 gigabytes of VRAM. You can distill it down to 8 gig of VRAM. So if you want to run it on a 4060 or on a 5060, you can do that. Pero be aware that you need just to focus on one specific topic. So that's one of those things. Yeah, it's a great thing.
But it's not that usually these kind of thing needs to be that general. That's the main question.
Okay, good question again. Well, the thing in the school kasi, you are very generalist. So you're dealing with people from different walks of life. People who have an IT background, people who are running a business, people who just, who wants to be the auditor. So it's very general. So yung AI mo must also be general, meaning it has to run a lot of parameters. But if you are running a restaurant, for example, so you're just dealing with credit card numbers, you're just dealing with threats in Metro Manila, then you can, make it smaller. Kasi it's only good for your own specific use case. So my AI is very chatty. It won't stop talking. But you get the idea. So it will tell you. It will interpret. So, kita mo, we only looked at this error message. We went to the local AI and asked it, what does this mean for my business? Already it's giving you a thesis. The background. So, pero, okay, I'm not encouraging you to copy paste. Just think of the AI as Wikipedia. It's a source material. And then you have to verify. Like Wikipedia, you have to verify what it's saying, if it's true or not. Because again, AI is prone to hallucinations. It's like AI on drugs, kuminsan. They don't know what they're talking about, but a lot of times they do naman. So what else do we have here? So you have all of these stuff that are running there. And what else do we have here?
So, for example, they were able to already set up their mini SOC. They know the capability from their audit of, for example, a small grocery, medium-sized grocery. Kunyari yung yung SNR malapit sa inyo. Gagawa ka ng SOC, right? So obviously, you're dealing with a lot of apps, the POS, the cameras, right? The cameras, the surrounding, the HR, the document tracking, the sales and purchases. So there's like a whole caboodle of activities happening. So do they have to separately have a distinct hard disk or just a filing system that works for them? There's no way that there will be crisscrossing of a malware if they were all designated with just one hard disk or one.
Good question. So SNR, let's say, or any other grocery store, that's running Android. The point of sale systems typically run Android. Wazoo does not have Android na agent. You can manually hack it to send syslogs. Pero it's a lot of work. Meaning, a lot of chatting with ChatGPT to make it work.
So as a SOC, and usually kasi di ba, one person team ang IT sa isang kumpanya. Sometimes it's just 2 or 3. Pag 3, parang feeling nila, bangko ba kami? Kailangan 3 tao na yung taga-IT, right? So kailangan multi-talented kayo generally, di ba?
That's the background story of Dennis Uy. the
Oh,
owner of Converge ICT.
ayan, you tell us.
Ha? So Dennis po is an old friend of mine. Ano siya? Kaya lang, I don't want to discourage you. I mean, I don't want to discount your college degree. Pero Dennis is not a graduate from college. So, grade 4 siya, migrated from China. Well, he was imported by his uncle. Doon sila sa Subic, nakatira. And then his uncle owned a foreign exchange grocery. I mean, yung goods, PX goods, call it PX goods, right? PX, right? So they sell Spam, they sold Hershey's chocolates. Back then kasi wala pang mga imported, wala pang SNR noon. So he was the warehouse guy. And mag-isa lang siyang nagmamanage ng mga ilaw, aircon, computers, cashiers, registries, so yeah. So it's something like that.
So how will they? So will they just keep it in one hard disk, or do you suggest that they just have a secure filing system? Baka nag-criss-cross doon yung, you know what I mean?
Good question. So basically, in Philippine law, I mean, I have to put it in context kasi Philippine law is used as a yardstick by upper management to know if they have to buy stuff or not.
Oh, kasi they don't want to buy anything.
Exactly, because
That's
normally
requirement.
if they, labor is cheap. Well, at least sa Pilipinas. Philippines have a population of 122 million people. Half of them, more than half of them, are under the age 24. So that's 60 plus million. And a lot of them don't have jobs. Ang rationale ng mga business owners, it's cheaper to hire young kids than to buy expensive computers.
Ano ma'am?
Yes. So going to what you just said, it's hard sometimes to justify, to tell them to buy you stuff, to automate stuff. So one of the things we say is the law requires
Yeah.
the standard for due care, or in other words, due diligence. So the question was, so that's the background, right? The question was, how many computers do we have to buy so we can upload all of these computers to the same machine? Well, ganito yan. So in courts, we have they use a simple algebra. The equation is that the amount to be protected should have a proportionate amount of controls to protect it. So if you have $1 million worth of groceries to protect, then it's totally justifiable. No, sorry, it's a requirement to spend a few 100,000 pesos at least of computers and stuff to protect it. If the upper management did not buy those computers and hack yung grocery, or worse, they leak the customers, like your payment card, right? It's for credit cards. And then the national privacy comes in and kayo, we find you negligent. Then what will happen is that both the victims, which is the owner of the grocery store worth millions of dollars in goods, as well as the attacker, both the victim and the attacker will be penalized millions of pesos, as well as face a maximum of 2 years in jail. So victim ka na, kulong ka pa. Dahil pinarurusahan ang mga tanga.
Sa laula.
Oo. Pinaparusahan ng mga tanga. So, yeah. So, the question was, how much? It really depends on the amount of business. It has to be proportionate to the amount of stuff that you are trying to protect. Now, a lot of businesses do not know how to calculate intangible assets. Meaning, alam nila kung magkano yung value ng goods, tangible assets, physical assets. Alam nila kung magkano yung prices ng gatas per box. Alam nila yung prices ng canned goods per box or per crate. But they don't know the price of the database, the customer database, the names, the credit card numbers, the home addresses, the phone numbers, the photos, all of that. Birth dates, all of them are stored in a database and they have value. The database itself. Information is an asset. Information has value. So, what I'm trying to say is that it should be protected as well, and you should tell the upper management that you need to spend for that para matapos yun. So, and what I'm trying to emphasize is that kung maraming goods, millions of dollars, then marami ka din dapat computers. You should have backups, you should have offsite backups, you should have redundant computers, and round-the-clock employees watching over the computers and so on and so forth. Pero kung maliliit yung business, one-person team, just buy a Linux, automate as much as you can, learn Python programming very well, and let the AI do the work. Here's a hot tip. MCP server. Ever heard of it? Okay. Obviously, alam niyo kung sino si Kali, right? So, what if? So in here, let's say in this private AI of mine, you saw me typing, right? What if it was the AI typing commands in a Kali Linux server? All you have to do is say, AI, paki-hack nga itong IP address na to. And it will do it from that simple prompt. So, the tool is MCP. Let's ask this kung kaya niya. How can an MCP server work as a cyber security analyst? So basically, that's what an MCP. Siguro next year, pagbalik, is today your last day?
This week.
Oh, this week. Okay. I'm developing a larger machine than this. Siguro next semester, I will show you how to build your own mali na kagad. It's hallucinating. Metasploit community ko. Mali. See? You have to know your stuff before you consume what an AI tells you. So anyway, yun lang muna. Kasi it's lunch break. It's 12.
Ay, teka, wala pa. Oh, sige, go ahead.
I know, I heard somebody like cheering. Nagpabili pala na food. So, ayun.
Hanapin na natin si Mo. Dapat pala may pahulog kay Bobby magagap pa kay Bert. Sige, when the food comes, we have 20 minutes. Okay?
So what I'm just saying is, if there's anything you can take away, if you want to learn how to build your own SOC at home, run Wazoo, and then connect agents to it, and then just see what happens.
Show them later. We also you sent a roster of what they should have in their Yeah.
Right.
the screenshot.
This one? This one?
Walang bababa. Tawa ako. Ano, hostage talaga. Papakainin pa para lang ma-hostage.
So, yung next year, by her request,
Ba dito mag-graduate?
I can graduate na.
Sino ang graduating? Wala pa. Ito. Kayo, graduating. Start pa lang ng third year ito.
Okay.
First sem pa lang po pala.
Okay. So there's hope.
Two more semesters.
All right. 2 more.
Oh,
Ano trimester? Tama?
oo. So, this is the first semester. So, there's 2 more.
I
Kasi
see.
3 semesters. Ilan tuition fee ba binang?
Anyway, so for next year, by her request and na-approve na ni Doc Dennis and sabi na ni Chancellor Ben-Hur is that they're looking into this for what's the next update? Yung board meeting na CSB. So you can see on the lower part, the host machine is actually TrueNAS scale, right? You may have heard of TrueNAS as a file server. It's more than a file server today. It also can be a virtual machine host, a virtualized environment. So TrueNAS scale can somehow try to compete with Proxmox VE. So on the lower middle part of the diagram, you would see TrueNAS scale as the host, and you have OpenCTI and Wazoo running. So that's just a component. Those are just 2 components of what you may see in a SOC. Ha? Ang gagawin ko. Okay. I thought I should stop. I should not stop while waiting for your food. Okay. Okay. So this is, where was I? Anyway, so lower part, there's the TrueNAS scale, right? So we have the Olama, N8N, and OpenWeb UI. N8N is another tool that you may want to self-study. Right now, wala pa mga schools nagtuturo ng N8N, but basically, it's a no-code AI workflow. N8N. Merong mga YouTubers, nakikita ko si Koya RJ in YouTube. Kaya lang, napaka-jolos. Kikita ko yung book sa kilikili niya pa nagtuturo. Yung nagtuturo. Pero it's good. Their community is good. I find them funny. And honest. They're funny even though they're not trying to be funny. They're funny. And they like them. I like Sequoia RJ in YouTube. They are teaching N8N. So N8N is a no-code AI workflow, and you can use it to automate a lot of stuff. So yung sinasabi kanina, what if mag-isa ka lang? If you're smart enough, you can actually do the work of 20 people with just one machine. Yun nga lang, if you do the work of 20 people, then you can ask for the salary of 10 people. Ba? At least. May 50% discount yung upper management. So, okay. So, one of the things na makikita dito is yung N8N, OpenCTI, and Wazoo. If you're doing forensics, another component is called the Hive, Cortex. It's used for forensics, for investigating the endpoints after they've been compromised. And yes, it could also be integrated with Olama and N8N. Another one is for physical security. Remember sa ISO 27000 ninyo, there are physical security components, requirements, as well as for the NIST ASP 800. That's where the Home Assistant with LLM Vision is. The advantage of an AI watching the CCTV cameras is that the CCTV camera, the AI never sleeps. Here's a funny thing, right? So nakakita na kayo ng mga security guard, right? Of course. And they're normally, yung kanilang office, yung mga CCTV cameras nila, it's in a back room somewhere. It's in one of those rooms in a building na ayaw gamitin ng upper management kasi masyadong nakatago. Or sometimes nilalagay nila sa fourth floor because some Chinese cultures are very superstitious about the number 4. So ilalagay nila yung mga security people on the fourth floor. Now, if you ever go into those rooms, nakikita niyo yung mga security guards sa katingin sa CCTV, they zone out after 5 minutes. People walk across the TV and they are looking at it, but they're not seeing it. They zone out. They're sleeping with their eyes open like a goldfish. So that's the problem with humans watching a CCTV. So if you have Home Assistant with LLM Vision, it can actually tell you if let's say nakatutok yung camera mo doon sa elevator, right? And then somebody steps out. The AI will give you an alert, will describe the person, will tell you kung anong kulay ng buhok, kung straight hair or curly hair, if wearing glasses, what is the color of their shirt, approximate height, because you can see the height of the door, and everything, and whether that person was carrying a gun or a bag. The AI can do that in real time. And in fact, the Home Assistant can run on a very old, alam niyo yung 1060? Ano ba kitige, right? Ano? I think it's about the time you were born. I'm not kidding. It's like, I forgot what year that GPU came out, yung 1060. It has only like 4 gigs of RAM.
1,000 plus din.
Kailan ba unang lumabas yung Valorant?
Paano?
No! No! Kailan lumabas yung Valorant? 90s? 2020?
Bata ko eh.
Oo nga pala. Okay. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that the AI can run on old hardware. So yung tanong kanina, you need to distill it? No need. Pero it would need capable AI in the first place. So, yun. And then Draw.io is just a para siyang Microsoft presentation, PowerPoint, so you can draw network stuff. But another AI component is yung paperless NGX. So basically, in a business or in any government, they deal with a lot of paper. So one of the components for a NOC or a SOC is yung paperless NGX, wherein you put a document, a receipt, a contract, or anything on a scanner, and then you scan that as a JPEG or as a PDF. It gets saved to a common hard drive, to a shared hard drive. The paperless NGX will see that new file, scan it, do annotation, will read the document, will change the file name, will note the author, will note the date, and will summarize the content and then store it in a database. So if you're, for example, looking for what was the receipt 10 days ago at 2 p.m., the AI will then use your natural language and give you the actual document. It will receive it. Unlike a database, right? Sino nito marunong mag-SQL? Diba? You do not use natural language in an SQL database. You actually know how kung ano yung record, ano yung field, and all that para to make sense out of an SQL database. Natural language, hindi na. Paperless, NGX, you just tell it what you're looking for. And kung nagkamali ka pa ng receipt, it will even correct you. So that's another thing. All of that, meron kitawag na Proxmox VE. I heard that there are 40 of you.
Or
More.
42? How many are we? Actually, this is 3 sections. Kaso yung 2 sections is part of that 3rd section.
Well, yung proposal natin kasi for this one can only accommodate a maximum of 40 students.
Kaya, generally, yun naman ang per semester, gano'n kadami.
Okay. Now, another thing, you notice that it is connected only via satellite because the administration of CSB is very concerned about being hacked. This entire setup is designed for hacking. And if you look at the lower right part of the diagram, where you see the Proxmox VE host, it hosts the OWASP WebGoat, the Metasploitable, the Hacksaw, the Web Security Dojo, and the Game Over machines. Those are targets that you can exploit. You can upload more stuff in there. Let's say gumawa kayo ng bagong, how do you say, point of sale system that you want to sell, right? You can upload it there, and then you can have all 40 students try to hack it, free for all. And then if you want to analyze malware, there's Remnux. It's a Linux-based machine that analyzes malware live. It will pretend to be a DNS. It will give you a DHCP server. It will pretend to be a web server. It can be anything you want, and it will interact with any malware. And connected only via Starlink. So these are the things that you can normally find. And all of these are open source tools. You can take a photo of that right now and Google for them, and then you can install them on your own machines. Pero I gave this to you, Gil Viber.
Incentives, right? So lahat ng nandyan, download nyo lahat yan, tapos pwede doon sa, depende kung ano yung capability ng lugar, kasi depende sa laki di ba?
Yes. Oh, by the way, just as a background, this one is running AMD Ryzen 7950X. So it's got 16 cores, 32 threads. But it is also running 196 gigabytes of RAM. So 4 sticks of 48 gigs each. It's running a virtual machine is very, very resource intensive. A typical gaming machine has 32 gigs lang. Diba? So yun.
So when we set up an SOC, we need that as the SOC, but for the data facility that may go with running an SOC, that is separate from.
Depends on the business.
Depends on the business.
Yes, depends on the worth of the business.
So this one is good for something like this, a school.
Yes.
Because it generally takes care of students, lessons, overseeing, right?
So
In and out.
yung specs, right? On the upper middle, yung Proxmox VE, where all 40 students connect to either 40 Ubuntu machines or 40 Windows machines or 40 Kali Linux machines. That is a AMD Threadripper 7985 WX. 64 cores, 128 threads, 768 gigabytes of RAM. The SSD is around 80 terabytes.
That's only for 40 students.
Yes. Pero it will run forensics, it will run malware analysis.
But that's generally more of a lab for for us.
Yes. So if you want to set up your own school, nakagraduate kayo, you want to sell courses. In fact, marami kayong mga teacher, sumasideline sila. Do you know some of your professors have consulting jobs? You know what they use? Wazoo and OpenCTI. It's the same thing. The professionals use it. So if you want to run your own business, set up, sell your own private SOC for your parents' business or for the government, for your city, for your town,
Clients.
for your clients, for restaurants, you can do so. And you can automate as much as possible kasi merong OLAMA. So as you mentioned, one person can do the work of 20 people. And, you can remote control it using Tailscale. Okay. So what else?
From 13 food.
So I'm stalling for time. Right?
So good.
Yeah.
But we can get complete.
No, I'm fine, thank you. So what else do we have?
So situational siguro. We have
Mhm.
from such I was telling him before you came in we were walking each other through having to graduate as Bachelor of Science in Cyber, and that they are ready to show their, it's not just applying for a job, right? Kasi pagka nagbukas yung mga kumpanya ng opportunity, they're very specific to what their industry as well as their requirements. And yung mga gaps na alam lang nila, right? So don't be afraid to go on cold calls. Okay? When I say cold calls is lahat ng bangko. Ayan, sulatan nila lahat, right? We would like to present as consultants. Yan, inform kayo. Cruz and Cruz. Di ba? Or Santos and Santos. May ganun ba? Oh, lagi na associates.
Yeah.
Di ba? Kasi yung isa doon, developer, yung isa doon, magaling sa marketing, yung isa doon, di ba I explained to you, magaling sa budgeting and presenting, etc. So, we have probably 4 people in the team. And then they say, sige, tayuhan niyo ako ng SOC, they have to present, right? Pag nag-set up po kami ng SOC, ito po yung babantayan namin. So, generally, visually, they have to do an audit and a real audit, right?
Mhm.
Because you cannot just suggest, depende kung ano lang alam